we have terms and conditions. We try to match each individual project. The other key thing is we can't take equity positions in companies. I wish we could. And in lieu of that, we take what we call a success fee, and that would be 10% of the principal at the end of the term that there was maximum drawn. So your all-in costs are around 10 to 11%. But if you understand the VC market or the angel fund market, that is cheap money. Once again, from a collateral point of view, since most of these companies are fairly young, we go after everything we can get. Actually, we're really not generally interested in personal guarantees. We're more interested in the IP. That's what we want. And so, again, it's been something that's been very interesting. Again, this is the application process. You can look at that. I also threw in fees. It's always good to talk about how we get paid, because we are kind of self-sustaining in our organization, at least on one side. Prevailing wage, obviously, that's something that has to be taken into consideration. Applies to all our programs. It's something we have to look at in certain areas of the state. Just want to bring that up. We do have covenants. Obviously, the company has to maintain operations and throughout the state, terminal loan in the state, and then we can also get into cross defaults and things like that. Again, we look at it from a financing or a banking point of view. Real quickly, for those in the rural area of the state, we do have the Rural Industrial Park Program. Again, what that means is we finance spec buildings, industrial parks in certain areas of the state that are eligible. Key thing is that there's also a grant associated loan, so that theoretically you could have like a $1 million project, and basically your debt on it might be $500,000, so that's not bad. We work with communities in terms of repayment, try to get the thing filled up and move on. Once again, we get involved with a lot of park development. There's no job creation requirement per se. Once again, we look at it from the point of view of trying to get development rolling. This program, by the way, has been a lot more successful than anticipated. EDA has something similar, which I think over the years has had some problems, and I think the key is that we've been looking more at spec buildings and having private developers do it in some of these areas, so there tends to be a little bit more incentive to get out there and get it leased. Once again, we look for security that we can get. Second thing we have is we have this thing called the Urban Redevelopment Loan, and it goes in the core city areas. We've done stuff in Cleveland, Akron, Dayton, Springfield, Lockwood, Cincinnati. And I won't talk too much about it, but bottom line is we can make loans to communities. We've involved, like, for instance, the East Flats project in Cleveland, the Goodyear project, hopefully it happens up in Akron. And so that's kind of what we've used those funds for. Again, collateral security. These are our fees again for these loans to communities. Key thing is if you want to apply for a loan, I suggest you talk to either one of our business reps or the regional economic development directors. Get started in terms of what's possible and what's not. Application checklist. If you look at our guidelines, you always find that. But the real key thing we're looking for are financial statements. If you've got somebody you'd like us to take a look at that's thinking about a potential project, what we'd like to see is historical statements and year-to-date earnings. Give us an idea of what they look like, where they're going. I can tell you that we always talk about fixed asset financing. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We're doing turnaround situations. We've done sale leasebacks, because we're in an economy right now that has some serious problems in terms of, companies in terms of where they're going. So we're looking at everything when we look at a project. I also laid in here our timing in terms of our deadlines. Again, we're a rather small staff. There's 12 of us. 7 or 8 of us on the finance or on the loan side, and then we have 4 in service. Something else that I thought you might be interested in, I didn't realize this myself, but this is our total portfolio. These are all loans that have been approved through controlling board, as well as all loans that have closed. So some of them haven't closed yet, but we have a total of about 174 loans. Our total outstanding principal is about $580 million. What I really draw your attention to is the Innovation Ohio Loan Fund. We've had 64 loans approved to date. And again, highly successful in terms of people applying for it. We've never advertised it. We've got about 75 loans in the portfolio. The really interesting thing is it's become a feeder system coming out of some of the, like Tech Columbus and some of the incubators. And we found that, basically you're taking these early stage companies and bringing them along, and those that graduate to the next level oftentimes can take care of it. I just got to put in a quick plug on the Third Frontier. I'd say that 5 years ago, and again, I'm a frontline guy, I'm not the college guy, but 5 years ago, you rarely saw any angel funds or organized angel funds in the state. And right now, I believe you have 18 angel funds throughout the state that are investing in early-stage companies. The department's also invested in these funds. And for instance, the Ohio Tech Angels here, located in Columbus, is now the second largest angel fund in the country. So I think we see that kind of investment going on. I think it's extremely important. What's interesting is, out of these 64 companies, we have one of them that's gone down. And you'd think that with this kind of risk, you'd be looking at, we estimated 30% default rate. What we're finding is these guys can turn on a dime. In other words, they're lean operations, they're bringing new product to market, they don't have the overhead, a lot of them don't have the manufacturing overhead, and because of that, they can turn quickly and take advantage of opportunities. And it's been very interesting. And I can tell you, some of the stuff we're seeing is phenomenal that's coming through. But anyhow, that's a little background on us. Again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to contact our website. Thanks.